Gold viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwarz, licensed midwife and MC for Gold Learning. And I'm here today sitting and chatting with Alexia Leachman about her upcoming presentation, Fear-Free Childbirth, How to Prepare Women for a Fear-Free Childbirth. That title alone sounds absolutely wonderful to me. Welcome, Alexia.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you so much.
I am really excited about this. Fear-free childbirth. That's what we all want for our clients, right? We will chat about that topic in just a second. But before we do so, Alexia, I'm sorry I mispronounced your name there in the beginning. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and your professional journey.
Well, I'm a therapeutic coach, and I'm also the host of the Fear-Free Childbirth podcast and the author of Fearless Birthing. And I was a therapeutic coach, and I specialised before mainly in business clients. And it was only when I found out that I was pregnant myself and discovered that I had a huge level of fear that I realised that actually I had tocophobia, and I had to turn my own therapeutic skills inwards and address my own fear. And it was my own fear clearance journey and being able to clear my sort of very significant childbirth fears and turn myself around from wanting a C-section to having a wonderful home birth that got me into working with women. And it was only when I had my second daughter that I realized that my ability to clear my fears was something that was worth sharing with others, because people were getting in touch with me to find out how I did it. So this is why now I decided to share how I did that through the Fear-Free Childbirth podcast, which has just been growing massively since I launched it, and has also led to me writing my book, explaining to other women how they too can clear their fears of birth, and it's just really catapulted from there, really. And now I've got birth professionals also wanting to learn my fear clearance technique so that they too can help women to prepare for a fear-free birth. So that is the quick, short version of my journey to where I am today.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I mean, you were absolutely able to turn your fears around from wanting a C-section to having a home birth. That's quite a turnaround there, I must say. That's wonderful. Yeah. Good for you. And we are really eager to find out more then during your presentation. But before we talk about that, one quick question for you. Can you tell us what is a therapeutic coach and what is tocophobia?
So a therapeutic coach blends therapy, which is sort of, some might say is backward looking into your past, into your life, to understand what might be going on in terms of impacting your behaviour and life today. Whereas a coach is very forward looking and plans to help clients achieve a certain goal. And when it comes to birth, I think the combination of therapeutic skills plus coaching pair together quite well, because especially when we look at birth fears and the traumas that play out that can affect a woman during her pregnancy and her birth, that there is a need for some therapeutic intervention for many, many women. But also it's very forward focused. It's, we're not just helping her to let go of something, we're actually helping her because she has this event that she's leading up to that she needs to prepare for. And so sometimes I just do coaching with my clients where they literally just need help doing the practical preparation and the mental and emotional preparation. And other times it really is some of the therapeutic work that involves looking back as to why they're like this, and therefore healing those traumas within them so they can prepare for the birth. So it's blending those two approaches, which I think in the context of birth is entirely appropriate.
Wonderful. Thank you for, informing us about what a therapeutic coach is. That sounds absolutely amazing here.
Yeah.
And now you will be speaking about your topic here, fear-free childbirth, and you already told us quite a bit what you were able to do with your clients as well. For us birth professionals here, as you know, I'm a licensed midwife and birth worker. So for us, we're seeing a lot of fears in our clients, and we're always out there trying to find ways to help them, right? Can you tell us a little bit more what you will be speaking on in your presentation about the birth fears?
Well, helping, I think one thing that's really important is, you mentioned tocophobia, and I didn't explain what that was, but that's the extreme fear of birth and pregnancy, where women have got where women might not even want to be pregnant because it's so fearful for them. They can't even contemplate the idea of it. And so for me, the idea of being able to have some clarity about what those fears are in women, and helping birth professionals to be able to have a conversation with women about this, because unfortunately fear is something that's we talk about fear of birth, but there's so much within that. And when we talk about it at a very general level, it doesn't really enable us to help women to clear them, move past them, and approach their birth free of fear. We really need to sort of get down and dirty and get clear on what those fears are so that we can actually help them overcome them. And particularly when it comes to tocophobia, women have a lot of difficulty talking about this with maybe some healthcare providers, because there's very little understanding of tocophobia, and there's very little understanding of what typical fears are with tocophobic women, and they can be different to women with sort of classic mild fear, let's say. So what I want to really be able to do is help birth professionals to be able to have a sensible conversation with women that's really going to help them move past their fears, so that the birth professional feels like they are really able to help the women in the moment, and so that the woman feels listened to, because that's really important as well, that she feels that she's speaking to somebody who gets what she's experiencing. And unfortunately, a lot of fear around birth does get dismissed, and women hear comments like, oh, well, don't worry, the maternal feelings will kick in, it'll be fine, and so their feelings aren't really validated. So it's really to help birth professionals have an understanding of what fear looks like among women and how different that could look, so that they can better support their clients and the women they work with.
Yeah, I like what you said there about it's not generalizing fear, but really listening, sitting down with the women and listening to what fears they specifically have, and help them work past that. Sounds wonderful. Yeah. So very quickly before I let you go, what is it that you like our delegates to take away?
Well, I think the main thing I want people to learn from my presentation is that fear can be eliminated really quickly. Fears can be cleared very quickly, and women don't need to have that fear. And that is what because I hear a lot of women that have tocophobia that think they're kind of stuck with the condition. There's no way out. They have to have a C-section. Even the C-section terrifies them, and they feel very hopeless, and it's very terrifying for them. And so I want birth professionals to understand that actually women can be helped, and it doesn't have to take very long. And in many cases, women can do this work themselves. And I'm seeing that a lot with the women that I work with. I literally teach them how they can do it, and they can do that themselves, which is very empowering, which I think is a very important aspect for women to feel that they're in control of their birth, they're in control of the preparation. So it's really so that people get that fear doesn't have to be a permanent state. It can be eliminated, it can be cleared, people can move on and enjoy wonderful birth experiences.
That sounds absolutely fascinating to me. That sounds very empowering to the woman, that she can learn it to do it herself, and the birth, the care provider as well, helping her in that process. Well, thank you, Alexia, for sitting down here with me and chatting a little bit about your upcoming presentation.
No worries, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Alexia Leachman's presentation, Fear-Free Childbirth, How to Prepare Women for Fear-Free Childbirth, is part of the Gold Perinatal Online Conference 2018. And Alexia will be speaking live on October 15th. So for more information on this presentation and on the other presentation in the Gold Perinatal Online Conference, please visit goldperinatal.com. Thank you all for listening. Bye-bye.